It's not every day that we get to witness a genuine moment of warmth and truth cut through the noise of the media circus. But that's exactly what happened when Tan France, yes, the beloved fashion expert, author, and one of the shining stars of Queer Eye, took to social media and shared a heartfelt tribute to Meghan Sussex. And let me tell you, this wasn't just a polite acknowledgement, the kind of flat, rehearsed praise you sometimes see tossed around in Hollywood circles to keep up appearances. No, this was something different. This was raw, affectionate, unfiltered honesty, delivered from someone who is admired around the world for his authenticity. Tan's words painted a picture of who Meghan really is when the cameras stop rolling, when the headlines fade into background noise, and when the gossip mills run out of steam. He described what he called the most lovely day spent with her, behind the scenes of With Love, Meghan. He shared how Meghan made him feel so welcome, how she shared laughs with him about what he jokingly described as the gayest flower sprinkles, and how she gifted him with something so thoughtful, so personal, so heartfelt, that he said he will treasure it forever. That right there is not PR. That's not a stiff line pulled from a press release. That's not strategy. That's a friend speaking from the heart, sharing an encounter with someone who left a permanent mark on his memory, not because of fame, not because of spectacle, but because of kindness. That's Meghan Sussex, stripped of the noise, the distortion, the scandal headlines, and reduced to her core, thoughtful, generous, and deeply human. And this matters because Tan France is not just any guest. He's someone who has built his entire career around authenticity, warmth, and emotional connection. His work, whether on Queer Eye or his many other projects, has always been about cutting through facades and showing people their best, truest selves. So if he's standing in front of the world and telling us that Meghan made him feel seen, appreciated, and genuinely cared for, then that's not something to be dismissed lightly. That's a reflection of who she truly is when the cameras aren't demanding perfection, when there's no script in her hand, when there's no palace PR machine hovering over her every move. This is a reflection of Meghan the human being, Meghan the friend, Meghan the hostess who cares about the people who step into her world. And what's so striking is how his words contrast so starkly with the narrative we've been fed for years by voices who, let's be honest, have never spent a single hour in her company. These voices, tabloid columnists, bitter royal commentators, opportunists who have made a career off tearing her down, scream the loudest about who they think she is. And yet, when someone who actually was there, who shared space, conversation, laughter, and connection with her, opens his mouth, what comes out is not a tale of coldness, distance, or arrogance, but a story of warmth, thoughtfulness, and generosity. That's Meghan, the real Meghan, the Meghan behind With Love, Meghan. Now, Tan's words didn't just come out into a vacuum. They landed at the most perfect time, right as the world was responding to With Love, Meghan Season 2, with a kind of joy and celebration that can't be manufactured. Because while Tan was sharing his appreciation, Meghan's show was doing something remarkable on its own terms. It was smashing its way into Netflix's top 10 most-watched shows worldwide within just 24 hours of release. Let that sink in. This wasn't a slow climb. This wasn't a polite regional buzz. This was an explosion, a statement, a global wave. In less than a day, Meghan Sussex, the Duchess of Sussex, was captivating viewers across continents, across cultures, across languages. People from the United States to South Africa, from Canada to Belgium, from Portugal to Switzerland, Cyprus, the Netherlands, Kenya, Germany, the United Arab Emirates, Sweden, Ireland, Sri Lanka, Uganda, the Czech Republic, and Croatia, just to name a handful, were logging into Netflix, pressing play, and giving her show the numbers needed to break through into the charts. And that's not luck, that's not hype, that's not a stunt. That's proof of impact. Proof that Meghan's voice, her storytelling, her ability to bring warmth and sincerity into the most everyday human exchanges resonates far beyond borders. And think of what that really means. For years, Meghan's critics, whether they sit behind plush television desks on talk shows or behind keyboards in tabloid newsrooms, have told us that she doesn't have staying power, that the public is tired of her, that no one wants to hear her voice, her story, her projects, that she should just fade into the background, stay silent, and let the palace machine do the storytelling. But here we are in the second season of her lifestyle series, and not only did she pull viewers in, she did it at lightning speed. In less than a day, she was climbing into Netflix's top 10 charts across continents. And let's be real here, this didn't happen because Netflix dumped a mountain of cash into a marketing blitz. It happened because people tuned in, people connected, and people spread the word. The success of With Love, Meghan happened because it speaks to something we've been starved for: sincerity, compassion, and humanity. In a world where content often feels manufactured, Meghan has delivered something that feels warm, personal, and honest, and audiences across the globe recognized it instantly. Fans understood this, and they celebrated in ways that went beyond numbers. Social media became a tapestry of joy and pride, flooded with messages of congratulations, with people calling the show's success a chef's kiss, a victory, a moment of healing, a statement of defiance. The hashtag #WithLoveMeghan trended across multiple countries as viewers posted screenshots of the show sitting at the top of their Netflix homepages, nestled in the top 10 right beside international hits. But what people were really celebrating wasn't just the numerical ranking. It was what those rankings represented. They represented the fact that Meghan, despite everything thrown at her over the past several years, continues to rise. They represented the fact that people are not just passively watching her. They're defending her, uplifting her, and celebrating her victories as their own. They represented the fact that, on a global stage, Meghan Sussex is not merely surviving the smear campaigns, she's thriving in spite of them, and she's doing it on her own terms. And that's why Tan France's tribute matters even more in this moment. Because while the charts tell us about reach and popularity, his words tell us about character. He reminded the world that behind the perfectly lit shots, behind the stylish edits, behind the touching conversations that we see on screen, there is a woman who genuinely cares about the people who step into her space. Someone who doesn't view her guests as props but as people. People she invests in, people she listens to, people she honors with her time and thoughtfulness. That duality, the measurable public success and the intangible private sincerity, is what makes this moment extraordinary. Meghan isn't just winning in the numbers game. She's winning in changing hearts, in building real relationships, in leaving behind memories that her friends and colleagues will treasure forever. And that is the kind of success no critic, no smear campaign, no hit piece can erase. As with Love, Meghan Season 2 continues to gather momentum. One thing is becoming undeniably clear. Meghan Sussex has proven her critics wrong yet again. She has shown that her voice matters, that her vision belongs in the global conversation, and that her ability to connect with people transcends the bitterness of those who try to diminish her. This isn't just about entertainment. This isn't just about lifestyle content. This is about reclaiming a narrative. It's about carving out space for joy, for compassion, for real human connection in a world that too often forgets to value those things. And with friends like Tan France standing up and sharing their authentic, heartfelt experiences with her, the picture of who Meghan truly is becomes clearer and clearer. She is not who the tabloids say she is. She is not the caricature invented by people who profit off her name. She is the woman her friends know, the woman her fans celebrate, the woman her work continues to reveal. So as fans across the world raise their glasses, post their screenshots, and cheer for her worldwide success, as Netflix charts light up with her name, and as voices like Tan France's lend their tributes, we are reminded of something simple, yet profound. Meghan Sussex is here to stay, and the world is better for it. With Love, Meghan isn't just a show, it's a statement, a celebration, and a reminder that kindness, sincerity, and love will always find their audience, even in the noisiest and most hostile of times. Meghan's success is proof that authenticity wins in the end, and with every episode, every ranking, and every heartfelt tribute, she cements her place not just as a creator, but as a global voice of compassion and resilience.